Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2017 action-adventure comedy thriller film, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. This is the sequel film to 2014's blockbuster commercial successful Kingsman: The Secret Service. So we start out there. There's a few things going on. The plot points of this second film overlap with the first film. So, like, we know Colin Firth's character is shot in the head by Samuel L. Jackson's character, Victor Valentine, right? But he's saved by this American version of Kingsman, which is called Statesman, and with this alpha gel and all this fancy nanotech and all these things, right? But he doesn't remember who he is, so they just keep him there because they know he's intelligence, but they don't know whose intelligence. Halle Berry goes through the speech. You have Pedro Pascal in this. You have Channing Tatum. Jeff Davis is in this as well. Mark Strong is back. Taron Egerton is back. So you have a lot of great actors and actresses working together. Julianne Moore is the villain in this. And so very much like how Victor Valentine was on a quest to end global warming, Julianne Moore is on a quest. Julianne Moore's character of Poppy is on a quest to end the war on drugs. It's useless. Everybody should just... all the crime should be expunged, legalize all of it, tax it just like you do cigarettes, just like you do alcohol. Sound theories. But she puts out this virus in a strain of all of her different drugs, and it causes paralysis and mania and then death. But she only has the antidote. So she's holding the entire global population hostage until the President of the United States agrees to her terms to end the war on drugs, and he says he will, but he won't, because he's using the leverage to get rid of the junkies and things, right? But then the president's tried for treason. He's impeached, and the vice president is now, going into full fruition. So, like, plots of this film in 2017 were cool watching it on a big screen, right? And then you get the Blu-ray, and then you get the digital version, and you watch it again and again. This was made by 20th Century Fox, right? Fox is now owned by Disney. So to have Fox News as the prime news in the movie, saying this is what's happening to these victims and hopes and prayers and all these things for, the immediate survival of all of these people affected by this virus. It's very strange watching this now in 2022, knowing that since 2020, with the onspread of the coronavirus affecting the global population, and how horrifyingly antagonistic and just filled with fake news Fox News was in real life, watching it as a fictitious source of hope in a film, it doesn't translate, because that's not how Fox News is. It's horrifying, repugnant information that's just spewed, and it's garbage, and it riles up people to cause an insurrection or start freaking out that they have to wear a mask during a pandemic about a virus. It's very weird watching this movie now, knowing what the real life version of Fox News is, as opposed to the fictitious version from 5 years ago in a movie. And it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Great fight scenes, great... everyone's fighting each other, and very much video game style kind of fighting, just like the first one. Granted, the first one is much better compared to this one plot-wise, but I don't know. It's very weird watching this now, knowing how real life has translated completely differently, as opposed to the depiction of how a global pandemic would transpire, and how an impeached president would be arrested. But guess what? We had a twice impeached president from 2016 to 2020 who was not arrested. I don't get it. And it's just weird. It's weird watching something is not how real life is. And yeah, that's the point of fiction, but like, movies and TV are either taking you into a different place completely, or mimicking. It's weird seeing an alt version of reality as it's live, if that makes sense. It's not alt history. It's not alt history. It's an alt reality. It's alt modern. There's a word Old real time? Old real time. We just went through we're still going through a pandemic that people are still pretending that it doesn't exist. And the news source is, the certain news source in question is not adequate. It's not fit. There's been countless studies on how there's been actual studies where people are boomers are being paid to not watch Fox News for a month, and their conspiracy theories are lessening, and they start to question actual science, and they're like, all right, maybe I should listen to the scientists. It's just weird. I feel like if none of this pandemic stuff happened, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more than I currently did. But it's interesting because I've talked about this. Certain films don't translate well years after they're made. This is a good example. The plot points of ending the war on drugs make sense. It's good, it's sound, it's logical. But when you throw in all the Fox News stuff, and when you throw in all the treasonous president and being arrested and Fox News as a good news source, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. So it's just so strange. I feel so weird. I feel so weird watching this. Overall, Kingsman is a great film. It's a great franchise. I'm very excited to see the third one, which is the origins from 1849 when Kingsman started together. I'm excited for continuation of Colin Firth and Taron Egerton being in the films. What I do love the most about this is Elton John played himself in this film because he was kidnapped by Poppy in the mix of Victor Valentine kidnapping celebrities as well in the first film. Taron Egerton plays Elton John in the movie Rocketman, which is pretty cool. And he also is the voice of Johnny in Sing and Sing 2, and he sings Elton John songs in Sing and Sing 2. So it's pretty cool. That's my favorite part of all of this. I would love a Statesman film by itself. I would love a follow-up to this plot point. I am excited to see the prequel. And yeah, on to the next review. Mucho mahalo.